What up, what up, what up, sexy bitches? Kyle here. It's Saturday, the last day of September, and I wasn't really planning on vlogging. I need to more. I know I got a lot of people wanting to see what's going on with Kyle, and stuff. I got my Aunt Amy in town tonight from California. We don't fully get along politically, as I'm more right-leaning and she is very much left-leaning and anti-gun, and I'm pro-gun and more right-leaning, like I said. But it's gonna be fun to see some family tonight, and then tomorrow I have my buddy's son's 6th birthday to go to. One of my nephews, as I like to call him, because I've been around for his whole life. I am Uncle Kyle to him, and much like my actual biological nieces and nephews, when I happen to show, it's like I'm the guest of honor or something. Like I get praised. Uncle Kyle, oh my gosh! And I'm just it trust me. Holy shit, does it make me feel really good about myself. But that's neither here nor there. This is actually kind of more of a ranty video on what just happened last night. And why, if you're in Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon, or the surrounding areas, you need to avoid Ccghouse. Or if you have a Ccghouse in your area, you should avoid them at all costs, unless you happen to like them for some odd reason. I don't. The one here in Vancouver price gouges beyond belief. They want $120 or $110, $115 for a booster box of Exelons that just came out. $50 for the fat pack. Man, don't get me wrong, I get they're a brick and mortar store and they need to make money. I mean, I totally get that, but when you're getting your booster boxes, it's like $70, $75, maybe they're paying $80. They might be paying $80. I'll give it to them at $80. If they're paying $80, I can kind of get it, but still, $110. Try $100. Or in my case, hey, everybody that lives in here in Vancouver, Washington, Portland area, you go over to Conway Games on Andreessen. It's about a half a block north of the Andreessen U-Haul, right there on the west side of the street, in a little business complex. There's a sports card shop, a tattoo shop. There's all kinds of little things in there. A little DMV place. You go to him. You want a good deal on cards? On Magic stuff? I mean, he doesn't have a big selection like Ccghouse, but you want a good deal on standard stuff? You go to him. Why? He sells his booster boxes at $90. And if you go in with cash, you get your box for $90 with no taxes. 8 packs for $20? Ccghouse wants $4 a packs of Ixalan. I can get 5 packs there, or at Ccghouse. Or I can go over to Conway Games and get 8 packs for $20 versus 5 packs for $20. Big difference. And the main reason I'm even bitching about Ccghouse is I went in last night to sell some cards off because I wanted to, recoup a little of the money. I didn't get as big of a paycheck as I thought I would, so I wanted to kind of, make sure I had enough money. So I went to sell off some of my most expensive cards, stuff I don't play, stuff that I've literally put in my binder or put in a sleeve in my binder. Some of the stuff I can kind of get why I had a little wear on it because I put it in my binder before I realized I should sleeve it and then put it in my binder just for the extra layer of protection. But when I was told multiple cards that I've pulled on video that I have up here on YouTube were in played condition and they were only going to offer me a couple dollars for a $10 card that I originally should have got $10 for, that was an issue. So this morning I got up and started looking at some of my cards. A whole lot of those played cards have a nice little wear edge on the left hand side of the card, down the whole side. Another one has little markings on there that weren't on there before. And of course they do all they're looking at your cards not in front of you. They take them to the back. They take them away from you. So what I'm starting to wonder is, did they take the cards that I brought in and replace them with slightly more beat up versions of what they had? Because I've bought cards from them before that were near mint that didn't look as nice as some of the cards I brought in. Granted, some of the cards I brought in I know had a little minor nicks on them. But if you're going to take the price over one little teeny nick in the corner and drop it in half over something that's in standard, I'm sorry, you're fucking stupid. I mean, really? Really? That's what you call near mint condition. Or at least I always have. That's not played. There's not fucking wear on both. There's not wear on the top edge where it's been shuffled. Wear on the edges. Scratches all over the surface. So fuck you, Ccghouse. Fuck you. Everybody avoid the fuck out of those people. They're fucking scam artists. They're fucking scum. Fuck Ccghouse. I've never had anything but issues with those fuckers. Ever. They're constantly fucking shit. They're garbage. There's so many freaking card shops in this town that are so much better, but unfortunately that's the only place that will offer you cash for your cards. Which then again, when I'm going to sell them off an $80 card, and they're only going to offer me $40 and they turn that into 20. You can get fucked, Ccghouse. You can get fucked. Everybody, boycott Ccghouse. Don't go. Buy off eBay. Fuck that LGS. Fuck that LGS company. From what I've heard, is I think there's more than one Ccghouse in this country, and there's quite a lot actually from what I think I heard. So fuck that goddamn fucking shit. Bullshit. I'm sorry, but I've never had to sit there for an hour to be told my $140 worth of buy list cards are now $80 at best, and that's them being nice to me. That's exactly what I was told. That's us giving you a high number. We were going to go lower. Wait, so you're going to give me $80 for my lot of 20 cards that when you buy list stuff, you get half the cost back? So, that's like almost $300 worth of cards you're going to give me $80 for? You mean that the fact that I have one card in there that is worth $80? You're just going to take the rest for free? Just like, I've heard from other people that have gone there and had the same shit happen. I've never dealt with such shit before. They're not upfront and honest. I asked the guy, can you point out on these cards that are played where and what's wrong with them? Oh, well, my guy in the back said. No, that doesn't work. I want to know where and why. You need to explain to me why. Oh, you didn't want it and you didn't? This is why I'll never go fucking back. I don't care if they're the biggest LGS in this fucking city. I don't care if when I went to the Batcave, it seems like the freaking people there that played at the tournament that I went to there all seemed buddy with those people that worked at the store, and they were all the ones that won. I'll go there and get fucking raped by people that are friends with the store owners and actually be treated like a more fair customer, because I've been there and I've traded stuff into them and with more nicks than that, and they gave me full trade-in value. They didn't come up with some bullshit excuse because, oh, we don't want to pay you. They don't make you sit there and wait for a fucking hour to go back and look at 20 cards. They don't push you out of line because your cards are in sleeves. Because, who doesn't sleeve their expensive cards to keep them nice? Makes you unsleeve them, and then all of a sudden your cards come back out of the sleeve. They come back from the back with new damage on it. Huh. So, with that, my business, as it has almost always been in the last year, has always been at Conway's. If I buy a local, if I'm buying in town local pricing, I go to Conway Games off Andreessen. If he's not happens to be open or doesn't happen to have what I want, I may check the Batcave out. They're still a little pricey. I get it. Card shops got to make a little money. But when the smallest fucking card shop in town can undercut you by $20, the smallest fucking card shop in town undercuts your big ass by $20 a booster box? And I bring this up and then you tell me, well, why don't you go to him? Guess who gets my money? It's pretty simple. I'm sorry. Also over at Conway, I do remember he had a free water. He had a free water the one time I was in there. I remember the last time I was in there, I was thirsty. I'm like, hey man, can I have some water? He handed me a glass and has a water cooler. You know what they do at the Ccghouse? They charge you $1 for your cup. Can you bring a cup in and fill it up with their water out of the water cooler? Oh no, because they yell at you. I just watched that happen last night too. It's a crock of shit. And I'm, for one, am standing up against the freaking bullshit of LGS's price gouging, undercutting, or not undercutting, but price. I don't know how to say it when you slice it, when they're cheating the customer selling them cards. But we're going to go price gouging and the opposite of that. For when you're selling them stuff. When they're selling stuff, they price gouge you. And when you're selling them stuff, they don't want to give you anything near what it's worth. We'll give you pennies on the dollar. It's like going to a fucking pawn shop. It's bullshit. Oh man, I would love Jeremy from Unsleeved Media to see this. I know he's a big advocate about, standing up for us little guys. And I know he doesn't take kindly to LGS's doing this kind of stuff because, without us, there would be no them. And there's enough brainwashed fucking stupid people that go to that store. Obviously, because they're still a major business. And they are the biggest one in town. Which, not the biggest card shop by any means. No. But the biggest in town, sadly. And yet, I will still, as I've said probably 20 times now, will always go to Conway Games. In my next video, I will actually be showing you guys the Google map of where Conway Games is. So in case you are interested in going to Conway Games. And remember, Conway Games is not just Magic the Gathering. He is more Pokemon. He's mainly a Pokemon store. So if you have kids, you have friends that play Pokemon, check out Conway Games. He has the best price support ever. The cheapest tournament entries. He's an all-around stand-up freaking guy that is willing to make deals with you. Easily willing to make deals with you. He also says Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't Alex said, he does not have to have the biggest selection of Magic cards. But the value in his customer service, the value in how he treats people, the value in how his pricing is, the value that he realizes that his customers shouldn't be price gouged, is what makes that guy a saint in my eyes. And why, when I do buy my stuff local, I'm going to say it again, I will always go to Conway Games. Because we're going to use a prop here. This was all sealed, and not all open because this is old and been outside for freaking months. Just think, if this was sealed, this would cost me $110 to $120 at Ccghouse. What the fuck? I go to Conway Games, $90. Same thing. $20 to $30 less at a smaller little card shop than the big guys. You'd think the big guys would have the cheaper prices because they're big and they're moving product. But oh no, they're the price gouging piece of shits that don't deserve to stay opened. Oh Lord, am I fucking pissed right now. I even was originally wanting cash for all my stuff, but then, last second thought, man, maybe I'll turn this stuff in for store credit and, buy a booster box of Ixalan. But I couldn't with what they offered me on the freaking, for the buy-in. I even told the guy on the way out the door, well, it looks like I'm not buying that booster box of Ixalan and that freaking Fat Pack bundle you guys got going on then. So, always remember, buy local if you can. But if your local game stores want to price gouge you, give them the big middle finger. Don't tell them in person to fuck off, but just do it slightly. Shop on eBay, shop on Amazon. Fuck the LGSs if they want to price gouge. I get that they gotta keep the business open. They gotta play their employees. They gotta do this. They gotta do that. There's other ways around it. You get your booster boxes cheap enough. If you're pulling $35 to $40 a booster box profit, and when I was in there for an hour and you sold 7 yesterday, yes, I get it. Set just came out. Brand new set. Everybody's wanting to get their hands on it. It just came out. Obviously, I get that. But you just made $300, 200 and some odd dollars in an hour in just straight profits. Not to mention all the food, all the candy, the $2 candy bars, the $1 for a can, the $1.50 for a can, 12-ounce can of soda that I watched go. That's why they don't let you bring your own food and drink in, because they want to rape you on having food and drink in there. Why? Because when you're going to spend 12 hours at a card shop, playing tournaments all day, you need to spend outlandish amounts of money on candy bars and soda instead of bringing your own healthy food in, because that's how they roll. Also, I won't lie, back when I was still really crippled and still having a really hard time getting around, they were not very handicap friendly to me. The Batcave, on the other hand, was. When I went to the Batcave for a pre-release tournament with my crutches and my foot was still pretty bad and I couldn't walk, you know what they did? One of the employees came running up to the door from back in the tournament area, held the door open for me, and made sure to get me a nice, comfortable seat. And then also had the people that were playing against me come find me, because they told everybody that, hey, we got a crippled guy here. He isn't able to get around very easy. We request and respect the fact if you can, help him out by going over and meeting up with him. And what did people do? They came to me. And I respect that about the Batcave. They are a little expensive, but if I can't get it at Conway Games, and I want it now, and I want it local, Batcave Games is my number 2 choice here in Vancouver, Washington. Well, I appreciate it. You're all a bunch of sexy motherfuckers, and we're at 14.